When you stop chasing, something unexpected happens. Life begins to flow. Opportunities you once ran after begin to appear on their own. People who once ignored you suddenly pay attention. Doors that were tightly shut begin to open quietly. And the reason is simple. The more you chase something from fear, the further you push it away. The more you act from desperation, the more resistance you create. The more you cling, the more you lose. The Stoics knew this long before modern psychology ever existed. They understood that the human mind becomes chaotic when it tries to force reality and peaceful when it accepts the natural rhythm of life. And when your mind is peaceful, life aligns with you in surprising ways. Most people spend their entire lives chasing approval, chasing attention, chasing money, chasing relationships, chasing validation, chasing outcomes. They believe that happiness is somewhere ahead of them, so they run endlessly, thinking the next thing, the next person, the next achievement will finally fill the emptiness they feel. But chasing comes from fear. Fear of being alone, fear of being unloved, fear of being forgotten, fear of not being enough. And anything that comes from fear creates distortion. You can't think clearly. You can't behave calmly. You can't move with purpose. You don't act with intention. You act with urgency. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the more we try to grasp life, the more it slips. He compared life to holding water in your hands. If you relax your hand, the water stays. If you squeeze tightly, the water escapes. This is how life responds to force. When you chase things with anxious energy, people feel it, opportunities feel it, the world feels it, and life moves away from you. Not because it hates you, but because chasing signals neediness, and neediness signals a lack of inner stability. But the moment you stop chasing, something subtle shifts. Your energy softens, your mind quiets, your presence becomes grounded. You stop begging reality to give you what you want, and instead, you begin to stabilize yourself. This is the beginning of Stoic power. Not running, not forcing, not demanding, but becoming still, becoming centered, becoming aligned with what you can actually control. Stoicism teaches that you should place all your effort into your actions and none into the outcome, because the outcome never belonged to you. Only your behavior did. When you stop chasing, you return to yourself. You begin to direct your attention inward. Instead of asking, "Why isn't this happening for me?" you begin to ask, "What kind of person must I become so I naturally attract better things?" Instead of forcing, you start preparing. Instead of begging, you start improving. Instead of grabbing at the world, you begin building the strength that makes the world come to you. This is the paradox of letting go. The moment you stop seeking something desperately, you create space for something better to flow in. Think about relationships. The more you chase someone's attention, the colder they become. The more you try to prove your worth, the cheaper you look. The more you try to convince someone to stay, the more reasons they find to leave. But when you pull back, when you focus on your life, when you reclaim your self-respect, suddenly people feel your absence. They feel your silence. They feel your shift in energy. And many times, the very people you chased begin to wonder why they ever took you for granted. This is not manipulation. It is human nature. People value what values itself. People respect what respects itself, or consider opportunities. When you desperately chase success, you overthink every step. You rush. You panic. You force outcomes that aren't ready. But the Stoics believed in patience and timing. Seneca said that sometimes the fastest way forward is to slow down. And it's true. When you stop rushing, your mind becomes sharp. Your actions become deliberate. You no longer move like someone trying to escape fear. You move like someone guided by purpose. And purpose is attractive. Purpose pulls opportunities toward you. When life feels heavy, it's usually because you're pushing against it. You're fighting what you can't control. You're resisting what's already happening. You're trying to force a reality that isn't aligned with your path. But life doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to clarity. And clarity comes from stillness. Stillness comes from acceptance. Acceptance comes from letting go of everything that was never yours to manage. Letting go is not weakness. It is not giving up. It is not surrendering your dreams. It is removing the tension that blocks your path. It is stepping out of your own way. It is freeing your mind from the exhausting illusion of control. The Stoics taught that nature has its own timing, its own rhythm, its own unfolding. When you stop fighting that rhythm, life begins to flow. Think back to moments in your past. Remember the time you wanted something so badly that you obsessed over it. You worried about it. You thought about it constantly. You tried to control every detail. And no matter how hard you tried, the situation got worse. You were trying to swim upstream. But the moment you let go, the moment you stopped trying so hard, suddenly things began to fall into place. That wasn't luck. That was alignment. That was the moment your internal resistance dissolved. Chasing is resistance. Stillness is alignment. When your inner world becomes calm, your outer world begins to organize itself around that calmness. You make better decisions. You attract better people. You understand what truly matters. You no longer sabotage yourself with fear, desperation, and overthinking. Instead, you allow life to unfold while you focus on what you can control: your discipline, your character, your effort, your mindset. People think letting go means losing something. But in truth, letting go means creating space. You remove what blocks your growth. You release what drains your peace. You stop clinging to what doesn't belong in your next chapter. And once that space is created, something new begins to enter. Something better. Something aligned with your growth. When you stop chasing love, you find self-love. When you stop chasing validation, you find inner confidence. When you stop chasing happiness, you find contentment. When you stop chasing purpose, you find clarity. And when you stop chasing life, you begin to live. The Stoics taught that peace is not found in the external world. Peace is found in the way you respond to the world. If you chase, you will always feel behind. If you force, you will always feel tension. If you cling, you will always feel unsafe. But if you let go, you create room for life to breathe. The moment you stop chasing, you begin living from abundance, not scarcity. You begin showing the world that you have enough within yourself. You begin radiating calm instead of chaos. And calm energy is powerful. Calm energy attracts. Calm energy creates gravity. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. Life feels it. And slowly, the world begins to flow toward you, just as water flows toward open space. You become someone who doesn't need to chase, because what is right for you naturally finds you. Not immediately, not magically, but inevitably. Because what aligns with your path cannot avoid you forever. It will find its way to you when you are ready, when you are stable, disciplined, and grounded enough to receive it. So stop running after life. Stop chasing outcomes. Stop trying to control things that were never yours to control. Build yourself, strengthen your character, protect your peace, move with intention, trust the timing of your life, because when you stop chasing, life no longer needs to run. It begins to flow, slowly, quietly, naturally, toward you.